Welcome back to Hoser Chat Live. Brad and Paul. So we're going to start our divisional previews with the season about a month away upon filming this. And so we're going to go with, we're going to do division, each division. So we're going to start with the Northeast Division, obviously the division that we know the best because our favorite teams are in it. And not quite as difficult as it once was. Maybe going a little downhill in terms of talent. But it's still a division to be reckoned with. So we're going to kind of go through each team first. So we'll start off with the Ottawa Senators, defending Stanley Cup champions.
Finalists.
Oh yeah, finalists. Eastern Conference champions, that's what I meant to say.
Campbell, whatever that's called. Campbell.
So we'll let Paul start off with the Ottawa Senators.
Sounds good. Ottawa's about as good as they were last year. Goaltending might be an issue with Ray Emery, but I still think they have the second best backup goaltender in the league. Depth at defense for sure. I think another issue for them this year particularly is depth on offense. Last year they had Peter Schaefer sort of thrown in the mix. He didn't have the greatest season, but he was always sort of like a minor threat. They've lost him to Boston for Sean Donovan. I think they can put together a good second line this year, though, with Fisher, Vermette, and Patrick Eaves.
Yeah, I mean, Vermette didn't have the greatest of years last year. I thought he would do a lot better than he did. So, I mean, he's going to have to bounce back. And, yeah, the problem with Ottawa is always, not always, but secondary scoring. I mean, they score a lot of goals.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, your top line's going to go through dry spells, or one of the three is probably going to get injured at some point during the year. So you got to be able to take that loss. I mean, they got depth on D for the most part, not as much as last year.
Yeah, without Price.
But they're still going to have a good defense, and they're going to miss Mike Comrie a little bit just because he gave them a little bit of jolt and energy when he came over. So they need someone of their second-tier players, either Eaves or Vermette, to step up and have like a 50-point year. Score like 25 goals. And I mean, I wouldn't expect Fisher to have the type of year again that he had last year.
No, he had a solid season, definitely.
And whether he can duplicate that again is remains to be seen.
That would be a huge lift for them.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Ottawa is they're one of the best teams in the league again.
Yeah.
But not quite, maybe won't be quite the powerhouse they were last year towards the end of the year. Let's go on to the Buffalo Sabres. A lot of talk about them. They lost their two best players over the offseason. Their two leaders. And it's going to be, I still think they're a playoff team. Vanek and Roy are going to have to step up and be huge for them.
Yeah.
And Pominville.
I'd like to see Connolly have a full healthy season because he is a solid contributor.
No, if Conley has a healthy season, he'll probably have about 70 points.
Yeah.
But that's a big if. I mean, he never stays healthy. So,
yeah.
Buffalo, to me, is still in good shape. They won't be quite the powerhouse they were last year, and they're going to have like guys like Kodalik and Finnegan off have more solid seasons.
Yeah.
The scary thing about them is they probably still have the most depth on forward.
They're very deep on forward.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it until I was looking through their forward lines, and they're still really deep.
They're still very deep, yeah, exactly. But the problem with them, again, is always I think defense they're a little weak, and Ryan Miller's too inconsistent still.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was Conklin that was backing them. It's actually Jocelyn Thibault's backing them.
No, yeah, exactly.
He's
They got
solid
pickup for them. All right, so now let's go on to Boston. The Bruins did quite a few things in the offseason. Well, they got Schaefer and Fernandez, and I mean, it's not like it's not like they did like a lot of things, but they did just enough. And they got Weidman towards the end of last year, and I think that was big for them. So really the way I see it is they got Weidman, they got Fernandez, and they got Schaefer. Will that put them over into the playoffs? No, I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
They need a good year from Chara. They need Fernandez to play better than he did last year in Minnesota.
They need somebody to score some goals for them.
Yeah, well,
Savard's a good player, and Bergeron's good. I mean, I think Chiefs Dog's due for a big year, though.
I think, and Kessel, too, I think he'll have a good year as well. So I just think Boston is a few years away still from getting there. It'll be interesting to see what Peter Shirley does
Yeah.
there. I think he's a pretty smart guy. I just think maybe he needs to sign a big free agent or something,
Yeah.
like a big offensive star. Because I don't think Bergeron's quite that elite star that everyone thought he was going to be. I think he's more like a 70-point guy.
Yeah, 70, 80 points. Yeah.
To his game.